There are 4 things that you need to keep in mind when writing a sonnet, and they are content, structure, rhyme scheme, and iambic pentameter. In this video, we're going to have a look at each of those in turn. Hello, my name is Callum Hems and I am the host of this channel, Hedgehog English. Here we give you some English grammar advice, help with your pronunciation, offer you new words and phrases, and sometimes take a look at some poetry, just like in this video. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. So the first thing you want to remember when writing a sonnet is the content. Sonnets are usually written in praise of someone or as a declaration of love. Just like in Shakespeare's "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?" or "My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun," or "How like a winter hath my absence been." I mean, you as a writer can subvert that if you want, but it is something to keep in mind. So the second thing to consider is the structure. Now, most sonnets will have a quatrain followed by another quatrain, followed by another quatrain, which is usually the turn. So this is where the mood changes or the tone changes. And then finally a rhyming couplet, which is where the conclusion of the sonnet will be made. So as you can see from Shakespeare's "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day," the third quatrain begins with the preposition but, which is a very obvious transition into a change of tone. And then the conclusion begins with "so long as men can breathe or eyes can see," and the repetition "so long lives this, and this gives life to thee," which is a very, very nice conclusion. So then, as our number 3, not to say that it's any less important than our number 2 or our number 1, but just as a number in a list, it is rhyme scheme. So a typical Shakespearean rhyme scheme will follow the pattern A, B, A, B for the first quatrain, and then C, D, C, D for the second quatrain, and then E, F, E, F for the third quatrain, and then finally for the rhyming couplet it's G, G. So you can see in Shakespeare's "My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun," Shakespeare rhymes sun and dun, red and head, white and delight, cheeks and reeks, know and go, sound and ground, and finally rare and compare. And then the fourth thing on our list is Iambic Pentameter. So don't let the scary name confuse you or make you run away from this video or think, I'm never going to write a sonnet again. It's actually quite simple. It's very beautiful because it follows the natural rhythm of the heart. Ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. And that's why Shakespeare is considered such a genius, really, because not only are his words emotional, but the rhythm of his words are emotional too. So just to show you how Shakespeare does this, we take the first 2 lines of "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day," and we can sound them out. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? And the sentence is very concluded because it lands on the stress. And then the second line, "Thou art more lovely and more temperate." So it's always following that rhythm, ba-bum, 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 and coming to a very nice conclusion. That rhythm runs through the whole sonnet. It's very beautiful to write this way, and I think that it challenges you as a writer to start organizing your words in a rhythmic pattern to try and create more feeling with your text. So you can also see this in Shakespeare's "How like a winter hath my absence been," and again it runs all the way through the sonnet, including these 2 lines, the beginning of the second quatrain. "And yet this time removed was summer's time,
the teeming autumn big with rich increase. So it's really nice to start writing like this. If you want to write, I like waking up on Sunday mornings and drinking tea, that's not Iambic Pentameter, so you do need to change it, and you could end up with this line, oh how I like a Sunday morning brew, and you immediately feel how much more poetic that is. And that's how you write a sonnet. Now I would like to share with you a sonnet that I wrote. But before I do that, I want to link you to this video here, which is entitled How to Write a Petrarchan Sonnet, because there is another type of sonnet and it's not Shakespeare's one. So if you're interested, click that link. But now here's a sonnet that I wrote. It's called the Boat Party Sonnet. You took me to a party on a boat, where we all dreamed a monumental rave, but standing in the queue to get afloat were only ladies of the wisdom age. We danced alone into a drunken state, while waiting on a course meal patiently. Some dry shashlik on dirty paper plates, and one old pack of apple pirozhki. But friends, I praise your perfect company, without which I would fall into a hole of boredom darkening eternity and ripping wedges from my weary soul. So thank you, brothers, for my birthday night. I'm 32 and see the future bright. Well guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that sonnet, and if you did, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. Now if you're interested in further developing your knowledge about sonnets, I highly recommend the following books. I'm going to put them on the screen. So the first one is The Making of a Sonnet, a Norton Anthology. That's by Edward Hirsch and Eavan Boland. And the second one is The Penguin Book of the Sonnet, 500 Years of a Classic Tradition in English by Phyllis Levin. There is an essay in the Hirsch and Boland book entitled Discovering the Sonnet, and I really think that's wonderful. But for a book to just pick up and browse, I think the Levin is better because it's just got way more sonnets from the classic authors. And if you want to check out one of my recommended videos, then you could click the link below. And if you want to check out a video that I made about how to write a haiku, then you can click that link above. Okay, I will see you when I see you.